All right, let's start wrapping it up. Prequel, sequel, reboot. So what I wrote down is because you brought up them making like a new baseball movie. Is like
Right.
what would be a new I was thinking what would be a new baseball story, because we have this,
Yeah.
which is sort of like The Rookie with Dennis Quaid,
Yeah.
where it's The Rookie was more of like, I used to be some, but I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
But it's like sort of like the Invincible from zero to hero
Mm-hmm.
type movie. And then you have Moneyball, which is just about baseball.
Mm-hmm. Just hardcore stats.
Yeah. So it's like what, and those are the only two stories you can tell. But well, then there's like funny ones like Major League and shit. But it's like what could be a new baseball story? Not to say we have to think of one right now.
Yeah.
But that was my
No, we can think of
thing
one real
where it's
quick.
like what would be a new.
I think if you're making it totally real, it's got to be about a Dominican kid.
Yeah.
Like, coming up
Okay.
and getting scouted, and then because now you got a lot going on. He's ethnic.
Yeah.
We got to have the lead.
It's
The
2020, baby.
It's 2020. You got to.
Yeah.
It's either a girl maybe it's a girl who's like the first.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm switching real quick.
There was
It's a girl who's the first one.
I grew up with a girl in my neighborhood who Samantha James, who was shout out, who was a really good pitcher,
Yeah.
and that was the thing where it was like she was really good, but it was like it was
We
the
had one of
90s,
those.
so it was like, can she play with the boys?
Yeah.
What?
But this is for the boys.
Yeah.
This girl, there was one girl. We had a girl that also played that was bigger than every dude.
Really?
Yeah, and I think we called her like Moose or Icebox. Or Icebox is from Little Giants.
Icebox is good. It's a good name. I don't remember.
Do you remember that
part.
Little Giants?
No. I don't think
I
I've
could have
seen
just
that in a
taken
long
credit
time.
for that.
We
We
might
called
do
her
it on the
Icebox.
podcast one day. Who knows?
That's a
sign on to our
great-
Patreon. You could
Yeah,
suggest
maybe
it.
the deep cut. I'd
Yeah.
love to come back on and do Little Giants.
Yeah,
I'd
well,
like to just watch that movie.
We'll see.
again. All right,
You're like, I'd love to come back on. Actually, I could just watch the movie.
that's all I want. I just want to see the movie. I need to be on this to do it. But yeah, we had this. I think her name was Michelle, and but she was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like she was our best player. She was bigger than everybody.
Yeah.
But
But okay, so maybe that would be my reboot.
yeah.
Ooh, my reboot, just really challenge it, would be so here's the thing. The MLB, their rules now at least are the minimum age is 18 or 17 if you're from out of the country.
Okay.
So maybe it's I don't want to say like 16 because then they fudge the rules, but it's a Dominican girl
Yeah.
who is amazing, because then they're like, well, a girl in the MLB?
Right.
And then they're like, what about she's under 18? That rule. That rule.
No, but she's a girl.
Yeah. Then you got the fucking class right there.
Or she'd be Cuban, and
Oh, yeah.
and then they solve communism through the art of baseball.
Yeah, it's back in the 60s. So
Yeah.
then the Bay of Pigs, Cuban Missile Crisis, that whole thing never even happens.
Yeah.
It's like an alternate history.
Because they come together, they realize the power of this of love,
Okay.
and she does acid or something.
And then you get a bit of a Doc Ellis in there where she throws a no-hitter on acid, right? All right, that's what I want to see.
We got some good plot lines now, bro. We got anchors.
That's it. She shows up to practice. Her hair is in curlers, and
Mhm.
it's not as big of a deal because it's a woman's hair is in curlers as it was for a black man back in the day. But there's still conflict because we got to honor that story.
Right.
She takes acid, right?
Yeah.
They go. She's dating someone. No one can find her for a few days. They go.
She's 16 still, right?
She's
Okay.
16. They go over to her boyfriend's house. They knock on the
How
door.
old is he? Just curious.
He's 16.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
we're not gonna
We're
go
not-
there. We're not gonna. This is what Daniel Stern isn't in this one. Okay, he's not putting his.
It's
paws.
Woody Allen.
It's. They go over to her stepdad's house, and so they go over. They're knocking. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing? There's a big game." And
Right.
she's like, "The game is tomorrow." And they're like, "The game is today."
Yeah.
So she's on acid.
Yeah.
They bring her there. Boom. She pitches a no-hitter.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, wrap up the nukes, sell them. We're done with that."
Sell the nukes. Yeah. This
I don't
girl.
know if there were nukes back then. I just sort of,
I think it was- I
I
think
hear
it was-
missiles, and
Yeah,
you know how
yeah.
my brain is. And I just go to nukes.
You go straight to nukes.
I go straight to nukes. But
Yeah, I think like her, her inspiration by being a 16-year-old Cuban woman
mhm,
playing in Major League Baseball,
mhm.
She didn't break the color. Maybe Jackie Robinson did already happen, so she didn't break the color barrier.
Yeah.
But she did break the gender barrier.
She's still breaking barriers.
Still breaking barriers. And then she does something stupid like
maybe that's what they call her, the breaker, because she also break dances.
Right.
So she's like kind of the first person.
She invents breakdancing.
Yeah.
I like it.
On the mound.
Yeah.
That's like her celebration.
It could be one of those things where through an act of love, like they bean her because she's a woman. And when you bean a pitcher, you bean somebody on one team, you bean them back, right?
Yeah, you got to bean back.
She refuses to bean back.
Oh.
And that's where the message of love is put out on a global scale. And people get it. Oh, I don't got to bomb you back. You can bomb me all day, player. I won't bomb you back.
But I'm going to get you by being the better person.
I'm going to be the better person, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to expose how you're being shitty right now.
By just not doing it.
But I'm not, it's not even in a way where it's like, fuck you, you're an outcast now.
Yeah.
It's now that you know, you can learn.
We can be better.
And
yeah. It's a good movie. And
it's a good movie.
Are you a little emotional? I'm a little emotional.
And see, so I picture that moment where they're doing the sign, which is like,
being that motherfucker.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's the sign.
Yeah.
The catcher's like, fuck him.
And then and the person that needs to get beamed back,
yeah,
it has to be an evil character, a character that's guilty. You know what I mean?
What's for mommy?
It's that guy.
It's that guy.
It's that guy.
He's like he's the American brute. You know?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's Team America.
Team America. Yeah.
And he's like, he's MAGA. You're not American. Blah blah blah.
Right.
You're from a shithole country.
Right.
And then
and
so
he beans her like. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Please.
He should really injure her, like to the point where
broken leg. So she's hopping.
So
she's on one leg.
Yeah.
She's on one leg. The catcher's like, fuck him up. And he's up there like, that like fucking weird face.
How does he do that? Yeah, the eyes go that way.
Yeah. He's up there just like, get me, get me.
Did you notice they made sawdust?
And I thought about that and I'm like, he just had dust in his hands.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So he's up there, he's like, do it. And the catcher's like, do it. And she's just like,
yep. Oh, she
and
keeps shaking.
And they're like, what? And he's like, do it. And then the crowd goes silent. And then she's just like, for love. And everyone's like, and you hear just a pin drop. And then you hear her coach just go,
Holy Christmas.
Because it's a Christmas movie now.
Okay.
Snow starts to fall.
There's no baseball on Christmas.
Snow starts to fall. And they're like,
it's a
Christmas
miracle.
Then they all wrap around, right?
Right.
And they start rocking back and forth.
Right.
And they start singing the song that the Who's sing.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay.
Is that a real Christmas song?
I think it's from,
Christmas
it's in a
time
Christmas
has come.
movie.
I think that is from The Grinch. But anyways, and they all sort of
And then she throws him and he like hits into a double play. She doesn't even strike him out. She just like she has nothing left and she fucking grounds him into a double play.
So then it just goes right back into a game. It's like all
and that's
set
the
up.
second inning, and that's that. And there's no outs, so the inning continues.
All of this happens at the beginning. And the announcer's like, "Wow, a touching moment." But still, plenty more game left.
Next up to bat, Mickey, the Hank Aaron mantle. Yeah. What?
And then actually, the announcer is John Candy's hologram.
Right.
Which is called,
because we miss him.
Which is called as a nod to his sketch days, even though he wasn't in it. The Candygram. Chevy Chase comes back. It is just like, remember me?
Yeah.
And then leaves.
Barnegardner or whatever.
Yeah. No, Rosenbaum. He pretends to be the kid.
Yeah. He's like, this is my joke, by the way.
Yeah.
Barnegardner.
Yeah. And then, but he's pissed about it.
Yeah, he's fucking
typical
pissed.
Chevy Chase where he's
Yeah.
like, fuck all of
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
And
yeah.
fuck
I'm a
Dan
genius.
Harmon.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know why
Dan
that came
Harmon?
in. Yeah.
Because he's actually jealous.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
kind of threatened by him.
And then they finish the game, and that's at like the beginning of the season too. So then they have a lot more
yeah
to go. But
and then they're like cut to two, two military guys with the keys, and they both unturn them. At the same time.
Yeah, they're fucking, they're, okay, so this is how it is. So they see her shaking them off, does the love, right? Boom, snowfall, arms, sing. They're watching that on one of those little portable TVs.
Right, because they got to get because they're about to launch a nuke, but they got to catch the game.
Yeah, but they still got money on the game.
Yeah.
And so then they both look at each other, and then they...
Oh, you know what it is? And there's a general behind them saying, turn them! Fire the missile!
Yeah.
Fire it!
Yeah.
Oh! And then there you go.
Love. Unturn.
Click. He shoots them both in the head and gets another guy to turn it real quick.
And then also at that same time, they're like, well, still bottom of the first. And blah, blah, blah. And then that's the...
Yeah. Roll credits.
Yeah, because then that sets it up for the sequel is what does the rest of that day look like?
Right.
Which would just
be so this is just the first scene. No
show.
Context?
No, I feel like this is all building up to that moment.
Okay, yeah.
And then the way it's set up is you feel like, oh, this is the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's M. Night Shyamalan, so it's another twist where he's like, no, this is just the first inning. And then you're like, oh, well, now I want to see what the rest of that day looked like. And I feel like it would be some sort of like maybe like a District 9 type deal where then it's like a gritty, nukes have been fucking gone.
Post-Pac.
A lot of people are poor because they bet a lot of money on that game.
Right.
But that's another episode. That's
for another time.
But
that's a great movie.
Yeah.